All right, here we go. Round 4 of the knockout tournament. All 4 of the runners have the Razor Shield. A foot drop for Mr. Dino. He's going to go ahead and pick that up. Some players would have probably ignored that, so we'll see how that plays out for Mr. Dino. There's a foot for Brysolf, and he's going to ignore it also. What's going to be CHX42 with the hole shot. Teleo 1 lagging just a little bit behind, but it is very close. One run doesn't determine who is going to come out on top, but you don't want to be behind the 8 ball early. Opening orb for Mr. Dino. Excellent. So he's off to a good start. There's a rocket drop for Brysolf. And more vitamin R now for Brysolf. Boy, he could get another hot time coming out of collect power-ups. There's an orb now for CHX, a spreader for Teleo 1. Boy, 118 for Brysolf, another sub 1. Mr. Dino at 120 into Eat My Charlotte. That's a really good time too. 125 for CHX, but Teleo 1 just getting no drops at all. He's at a $130, so he's gonna have to dig deep if he wants to avoid elimination here. Again, plenty of time though.
Some of it's digging deep and some of it's just getting lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good when it comes to Smash TV.
No question about it. Again, even though it's not technically a randomizer, you can see how random this game can get. And there's a rocket drop for Teleo 1, so he's good. But Dino did lose his orb, so Teleo and Dino are orbless at the moment. And Brysolf, the first one into Total Carnage, but CHX and Mr. Dino not that far behind. But the longer Mr. Dino goes without that orb, look at this, Teleo 1 has the orb, and he's not that far behind Mr. Dino. So, but there's an orb chance for Dino. He's able to get it. All 4 of our runners now have an orb. Spreader with a Razor Shield, also a Razor Shield for CHX. Brysolf getting another spreader.
Is this a Mutoid Man?
I know, right? Operations game, as Brysolf and I love to say during commentary. And all 4 of our runners still have an orb. Now a Razor Shield for Mr. Dino. Will be able to keep the middle down. As we're getting to the end of the room, it is going to be Brysolf first at 2:55. Another hot time going into the secret room. CHX will be at 3:01, about 6 seconds behind. Mr. Dino and Teleo 1. Teleo 1 is going to be the first one at 3:11. Mr. Dino going to be about 5-6 seconds, 3:17. All at about 6 seconds behind. So let's see what the opening drop is going to be for Brysolf in tank trouble. Spreader is not too bad, but that's in a bad location.
Further from the middle those items appear, the more challenging it is and the more dangerous it is to get those items.
Spreader for Teleo 1 in a better spot. He'll be able to do more damage with those spreaders than Brysolf was able to do. Grenades on the feet, I don't think that's what Brysolf had in mind. They have the least amount of range, and enemies tend to love to go through the grenades, and that's how they love to pick off your orbs, or better, or worse yet, take you down. Mr. Dino, the only one that now doesn't have an orb, does have a rocket drop. That'll help. But look at this. We have a change in lead. CHX by a second now over Brysolf going into the Mutoid Man fight.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, Teleo 1 still has the orb. I believe he is going to be the next one into the Mutoid Man fight. Rockets for CHX to take out the Gunners. Globbers, a good drop there for Brysolf, but no weapons now. CHX gets a spreader. We'll be able to do a little bit of damage. But Mr. Dino, boy, he is quite a ways back. And look at Teleo 1. He has got a spreader to start things off of this fight. Mr. Dino's in trouble. Another spreader, CHX.
Oh, wow.
Wow. he's looking at another sub-6 potential here. My goodness gracious. Does get run over, unfortunately, losing out on the rest of that clip. Grenades now for Brysolf, on spreader for Dino, and he gets shot by those gunners, and that's the risk in not getting those gunners off before using your weapons. And Talio trying to get to this spreader. That's a long ways. He gets it, though, so he'll be able to deal some more damage. And now he gets an invulnerability! Whoa! Boy, this is very, very close. I mean, Talio 1 was third coming into this room. He might win this if he gets another spreader, but instead it's Rockets. Final form for Brysolf. CHX drops to third. Mr. Dano needs a spreader, and he gets a spreader, but he needs an invulnerability. But does get another spreader. Is he going to block it? No. It's perfect for Mr. Dino. And down goes Mutoid Man on CHX and Brysolf's side. CHX going to be just ahead of Brysolf. Talio on the final form, too. Mr. Dano going to have to use a continue. Talio 1's almost there. And that's going to do it. Talio 1 advances to the final 3. And that unfortunately means the end of the road for Mr. Dino.
And just like that, we're down to 3.
I must say, Talio 1 has put up a great performance tonight. He came in, of our 7 runners tonight, with the 6th best time of those 7 runners, and he is now in the semifinals. So, like I said, it just goes to show that anything can happen in such a random game like this. We have the top 2 in the world, Brysolf and CHX, and we've got the Cinderella story right now in Talio 1. But can he keep it up going into the semifinals and maybe punch a ticket to the grand finals? We'll find out very shortly.